In this video I'd like to talk about my tools, and in particular the drills that I've managed to collect. I wanted to start with the Panasonic kit that I have, which I've happened to sell and is being collected this weekend. I really like the impact driver. It's quite a cool futuristic object of a tapered bit holder release and quite a chunky base with a Star Trek like console at the bottom. I bought this kit maybe 5 or 6 years ago and primarily used it either here when making YouTube videos and installing exhibitions, and it really was just for driving screws in. One of the features I liked about this set was the LED could be adjusted to either remain on for several seconds, to only turn on when the trigger was pressed, or to not turn on at all. Such an unusual feature, very Japanese. The impact driver came, as do many tools, in a box with another tool, a drill driver, to keep it company. It's actually considered cruel to only buy one drill, as drills get lonely too, and a pair of drills can frolic and entertain one another while you are preoccupied with watching the latest YouTube videos. The battery connections and charger haven't changed in many years, with great backwards compatibility, but the charger is rather large and without any fun features like musical tones upon charging completion or wall hanging mounting. One of the design features I really liked about this drill was the wide base. The wide base of the drill protects the battery from side impacts, but the best scars are worn in full visibility. My name and initials scrawled in permanent marker tattoos this kit so that, despite its new owner, it will remember me like a distant East End lover. The depth is roughly 116 on the impact driver, 178 on the drill driver, and 190 on the dad drill. Those drills were collected by a Panasonic enthusiast, but I still have other drills in my life, and I'll start by showing you the 12-volt Fein 4-speed bundle of goodness. This drill sounds very futuristic. I particularly like the speed control, which can operate really slowly and is great for tapping threads. It also has a removable chuck with a range of attachments, including a 90-degree angle attachment, which cost the same price as some 12-volt drills. The only attachment Fein doesn't provide is an offset head, which is a shame, but I can only imagine there are backroom meetings behind closed doors to divvy up the drill market. And I got the full range. I'm a bit of a drill nerd. Chuck, bit holder, holder for taps, right angle and socket. So this is roughly 190 to 195. It's quite a long drill. Without the head, you're looking about 150. If you're trying to drive a screw in, for example, that is about 120. Panasonic impact driver is still smaller, but I'm just not doing the work to justify keeping this. To keep this drill company, I have an impact driver, and Fein impact drivers are very noisy. So this drill is a little bit different. It looks a little bit domestic. It looks like high fashion. This is a nice box. The packaging has affirmative slogans like "Make it happen," although the Mandarin translation describes something completely different: to create what you want. And if you want to make beautiful holes with a drill that looks like the kind of buzzing genital toy you'd once find all around London Soho, then this is the right product for you. I can only imagine what other food-safe gadgets are made in the same factory. The soft-touch silicone coating and tube train tunnel roundness of the body is unlike any other drill. The unchangeable battery built into the handle with the latest USB-C charging connectivity has all the generosity of an electric toothbrush. The brushless motor, which also sounds futuristic, is overshadowed by the most unusual digital display at the rear with 30 increments of torque. Getting your hand on the back of the drill is a nice way to apply a bit more pressure and prevent the tip of the drill bit slipping out of the head of the screw. Most drills don't put both the exhaust fan or any dials that you might affect at this end here. You can see the same thing, rubber pad, get your palm on there. This level of precision means that despite the humble nature of the tool, the designers have catered for greater than average requirements of its users, including soft start and the provocative pulse mode. Seem quite solid, but the trigger is a little bit weird. If you don't get your fingers bang on the center, it feels like it rocks around a bit. In comparison, while this drill performs surprisingly well, I can't escape the feeling that it was designed by a graphic designer, and that its simplicity of appearance is at the beginning of a design journey. The box is very unusual. It really feels like a sort of luxury item. Just look at this Fein drill from 1983, which itself has similarities to pneumatic air tools, which is what battery-powered tools were trying to compete with at the time. Our sleek modern friend seems to be missing the now common drill driver features such as a magnetic bit holder, belt clip and torch light. But the round uniform shape makes it possible to design and 3D print attachments. On screen I hastily show the process of CAD modelling a belt clip, which I then 3D printed. Print time took roughly 3.5 hours, although this version was designed to use heat press inserts which didn't hold up to the torque required to fasten the machine screws. I remodelled and printed another version with trapped M3 hex nuts. The M3 hex nuts are pushed into place from the rear after feeding them onto a longer machine screw to prevent them twisting. A small toggle latch is fastened on the outside with 4 M3 8mm long socket cap screws. The assembly is then pushed over the end of the drill and latched into place. That drill might seem weird, but it is not the scariest. Weird is not scary. This is the Makita, a fake Makita drill which was sent to me from the deepest depths of the internet forest. It is absolutely bonkers. It's a £30 drill. Recommend not buying this at all. It has no branding other than the mismatched colour, although I later discovered that Makita drills sold in Japan do come in a range of colours. But this is not legit, and upon opening it, nor does it feel safe, which is why it is scary. There are no safety electronics or fuses within, which would prevent overheating and potential fires. I did the sensible thing and removed the chuck, discarded the body, and tried to put the larger chuck on the smaller drill, which didn't work as their thread sizes were different. So I think what we've got here is a 1/2 inch chuck mount and a 3/8 of an inch chuck mount, and I think I can get an adapter to use the larger one on this drill here, so that's what I'm going to do. And this is what I found and bought from Germany via eBay, or from eBay via Germany, which I'm waiting to arrive in the post. While I'm waiting for that to arrive, I should let you know that this video is one of 3 final videos filmed in the studio at Wandsworth Plain before having to vacate. Here is a sad video and some photos of the empty space. I had been a member of the studio for 11 years and was very lucky to have been able to cling on for so long, but the building was handed back to the council and to the developers, who will turn it into a pathway between some flats and a bus stop. We knew it was going to happen and were surprised it took as long as it did, but I am thankful for the experience and memories which occurred right up to the last minute. Before leaving, a mangy fox, which I nicknamed Vivian, had somehow made its way up into the roof and was slowly punching holes through the studio ceiling. As I returned to slowly empty the space, it felt like I might find the fox waiting for me inside the room to recreate Joseph Beuys's famous work, I Like Wandsworth and Wandsworth Likes Me. That never materialised, possibly due to the recent heat wave and the asbestos in the roof cavity killing the fox. The adapter part to fit the larger chuck to the drill eventually arrived, so I fitted it and the larger chuck onto the funky drill. But what I found was the resulting weight caused rotational inertia, which prevented the electronic brake working correctly, which you can hear now. So I took that off and put the 1 to 10mm chuck back on, and at that point the video was concluded. That's another video and the studio done and dusted. I'm still waiting for my deposit to be paid back and more or less moved all my stuff into my flat. If you'd like to leave a message for the former studio workshop in the comment section below, I'll make sure to mail them over at some point.